So, I am Nadine White. Most of you knows me as Aiden. I am almost 18 years old. I'll be 18 in 2 weeks. And pretty much what this is, it's not a video about attention. Not a video about anyone feeling sorry for me. Nothing like that. If I wanted attention, I would just do what everyone else does and, you know, whatever. But, I've had different people come up to me and ask me, you know, if you're so sick, why are you out in public? If you're so sick, why do you look okay? You know, stuff like that. And that, like, really, really frustrates me. Only because, you know, I can look and sound okay. I can tell you I'm okay. But really, do you think I'm telling you the truth if I say that? The last thing I always ever want is for my friends to worry about me, is for strangers to worry about me, is, you know, for people, worrying. And to me, that's something like people tend to care about me more than I care about myself, in a sense where it's just like I don't like talking about what's going on because it's not, something anyone really wants to go through. So, you know, to get it all out at once, it's just the easiest way of doing it in a video. Um, so, um, some people know, some people don't know what's going on. I have a lot of serious health issues and a lot of really rare. Some can't be fixed. Some can be fixed with surgeries that are like way too risky. It's a lot of stuff. Um, I was born with everything I have. Nothing, just came out of the blue. It was just like, you know what, you're gonna get sick one day, but that's pretty much how it feels. Um, First thing I was diagnosed with was my freshman year of high school. It's called intestinal malrotation, and all of my intestines are twisted and on the like left side of my body, so like everything under there is just like, completely messed up to begin with, which isn't fun. um I have a lot of food allergies. I have really sensitive skin. um I'm allergic to almost like everything I touch. um and people ask like, oh, if you're so allergic to food, why do you eat it? Because you know what? I like food. I like grilled cheese. I'm allergic to grilled cheese, but you know what? I like grilled cheese, and I'm gonna eat it anyway. So that covers that. Um, then my sophomore year, I was diagnosed with endometriosis, which is a disease in like your uterus, and it's kind of hard to explain. So, and kind of like gross to talk about, especially to like guys if you don't like understand like the female body and how it works. Just Google it. I get surgery for that soon, and that causes a lot of pain. And for like other girls that have it, they can understand and relate to how painful that is, because it's not something anyone wants to deal with either. Excuse me. Um, then I had problems breathing, and I was getting heart palpitations where your heart like beats really fast and then really slow. Like it's scary. Um, so I went to the heart doctor and lung doctor, and I only breathe 70% of my lung capacity because of how my organs are all sitting in my body. Um, that just causes me to breathe weird. I don't know why. No one knows why. It's just how it is. And that can't be fixed. That's just something I have to deal with. The palpitations were from my heart and my lungs don't work properly together, so that causes like irregular heartbeats, the palpitations, convulsions, like stuff like that, and that's not cool, it's not fun, and it can happen whenever. So it's really scary, and nothing helps that. Um, I have anemia, which isn't anything like, really rare, but a lot of girls can get it easily. It's just something that, people get. I have chronic anemia, and like stage 4, which is really, really like bad on top of everything that else is going on in my body. I take medicine for it, but it's just one of those things where medicine doesn't really help it. It just is always there, which is like part of the palpitations. It causes you to be extremely tired all the time, like that type of thing. Um, and a lot of females get it, especially like when they have like lady issues. So the endometriosis and the anemia just altogether just it just sucks. Um, then um, this past September, I started losing my hair, and that was really tough for me because you're a girl and your hair is so important to you, and I mean for most people, and the minute that you start noticing globs and globs of hair falling out in the shower is really heartbreaking, especially like out of nowhere. It's not from dyeing your hair. It wasn't from stress, whatever. It was bald spots on my head. It was handfuls of hair. It was, you know, I cried because it was really scary. It was a really scary thing. It didn't look right. It was just, really, really hard to deal with. My first bald spot was right here. Second was right here. And then it started spreading. So the whole front of my head started to lose hair. Then I started losing hair in the back, and then at the bottom. So it's just all over. And I wore extensions before, so my hair was got down to here. Then it didn't look right when I had a whole bunch of hair missing. I just had random strings of hair like laying around, and that was not cool. So I shaved the rest off. And for people who ask me, why did you shave your head? You didn't lose your hair. Yes, I did lose my hair. I started losing a lot of it. I've lost over 65% of the hair on my head, and it's thinning out in other spots. A lot of it's going. So I take medicine. I have a cream, and I can get needles for it, but I do not want to go through that. That is way too much. So it helps a little bit, but I do wear a wig. I do get offended when people make fun of me for wearing a wig. So please just, you know, it's a really touchy subject. Make fun of me if you're my friend, but if you're a random stranger asking me, that can't be all your real hair, or that doesn't look right, or where's your hairline? You know what? Those are just questions you just have common sense not to ask. I mean, I can take a joke, but sometimes there's a line you should just not cross. Um, so this has hit 2 months, and then I'm having bone issues um, in my foot. Random bones started to grow on my one bone. I don't know what it's called. It's where your big toe is, but it's like under. So it's like that whole like bone that goes from your ankle area to like the top of your. I don't know what it's called. Um, but a bone started growing there. It wasn't a bone spur. It wasn't a bunion or whatever people think. It was just some random thing, and I got that removed. It was really painful because the new bone started combining with my other bone, and they just had to like detach it, and it was really painful. I'm still healing. I have physical therapy for that. Um, I have I don't know how to say it right. It's calcium hydroxyapatite deposit disease, where um, random parts in your body, mostly it happens in your feet, your knees, your hands and your wrists and shoulders. I don't have it in my shoulders, but I have it in my feet, my knees, my hands, my wrists, and random bone growth can start. Your bones are really fragile. Um, Random deposits of bone form, which is pretty much like a bone growth, but it's not an actual like random bone just popping out somewhere. Um, and it's in your joint areas. So um, I just was diagnosed with that 2 days ago, yesterday, 2 days ago, something like that. Um, so that's the overall what's going on. I mean, I do have other health issues going on that aren't as like main as those things, but it's a lot. So I figured I'd just say it all in the video instead of people asking me all the time, and people making comments about, oh, if she's so sick, why are you out? You know what? I'm sorry. I am very, very sick. You can't tell. I mean, I try as hard as I can to put up a front so that no one can tell what's going on. Um, and look at it this way: if you were sick all the time, would you rather be sick sitting inside, or would you rather be sick having a good time? You know, if you get out of your house and hang out with your friends for a bit, or you know, go just get out. I mean, I'm not sick with a flu. I don't have a cold. I don't have a fever. It's things where it's just like my body is just slowly giving up on itself, and it's something that there's a lot going on that cannot be physically treated. So um, when I say I'm sick, it refers to that I don't have a cold. So when I do leave my house, it's because I'm tired of being sick inside all the time. And there are days where I am really too sick to leave, but that's pretty much it. So I figured I'd just get it all out there, let everyone know what's going on, so I don't have any more questions that are negative and stuff like that. So I hope this helped.